everyone, my name is Ade Intana Putri from class 5TP1. Today I'm going to present my English morphology report with the topic morphological analysis of Sasak language. This presentation will explain how words in the Sasak language are formed and how they change in meaning or function. The first is introduction. Morphology is the study of how words are formed and structured. In this project, I analyze the Sasak language, which is spoken in Lombok, Indonesia. Sasak has interesting word formation processes such as affixation, reduplication, and borrowing. Through this analysis, I want to show how Sasak form words in ways that are similar to or different from English. Next is word list, Sasak and English meaning. There are some examples of Sasak words I analyze. For example, bekadek means play. Bejual means selling, benyanyi means singing, tersilik means get angry, tergambar means drown. Another example include meriap means cook, school means sekolah, belanja means buy, kanak-kanak means children, and pegawian means work. These words show different patterns of affixes and reduplication. The next is morpheme analysis. We can see how the words are formed from smaller units called morphemes. For example, bekadek, be plus kedek. This is inflection, showing an action. The next is pegawian, pe plus gawi plus an. This is derivational, forming a noun. The next is penulis, pe plus nulis. This also derivational, meaning writer. The next is kanak-kanak. It show reduplication, meaning children. And then Bali is a root word meaning house. This example show how morphology adds meaning or change the function of word. Okay, the next is inflection examples. There are some inflection example in Sasak. Prefixes like be and te are used to show action or state. For example, bekadek, be plus kedek means to play. Bejual, be plus jual means selling. Benyanyi, be plus nyanyi means to sing. Tersilik, te plus silik means get angry, and tergambar, te plus gambar means draw. These prefixes don't change the word class but give a grammatical meaning. The next is derivational example. Derivational change the word class or create new word. For example, pegawian from gawe means work or job. Penulis from nulis means writer. Lalu from lalu means trip. Penyupir from nyupir means driver. Kanak-kanak means children, and bale-bale means small hut. So derivational can make nouns, verb, or other types. And the next is morphological processes. In Sasak, there are several main morphological processes. The first is affixation. Prefix like be, me, te, pe, and suffix an. The second is reduplication like kanak-kanak and bale-bale. And the last is borrowing. For example, a sekolah from Indonesian and motor from English motorcycle. This shows that Sasak is flexible and rich in how it forms words. The next is comparative reflection. When we compare Sasak and English, Sasak uses prefixes like be, me, te, while English uses suffixes like s, ed, and Sasak uses reduplication, but English usually doesn't. Both languages have borrowing, which shows how language can influence each other. This comparison helps us understand that morphology works differently across language, but the purpose is the same, to create meaning. Okay, the next is challenges in analysis. During this analysis, I found some challenges. The first is sound change that happen with prefix like ang, nya. For example, nyapu. The next is dialectal differences in different Sasak religions. The next is similar affixes can have different meanings. And then there is no standard spelling for some words. And there are limited written materials about Sasak morphology. Despite these challenges, this project helped me understand how morphology works in local languages. To conclude, the study of Sasak morphology show how rich and creative local language there are. It also helps us appreciate the diversity of linguistic structure in Indonesian. Thank you for the listening. Maybe that's all for me. Thank you and bye-bye.